It was basically a game of two halves. I thought in the first half they were the better side. We gave them way too much space in midfield to play, and as a result, they caused a lot of problems, a lot of danger for us. Because a lot of guys could pick up their heads. They could look for Castillo running on. Perez found space. We were just way too loose. In the second half, we were much better. We got tighter to people. We created more turnovers as a result. We moved the ball quicker, which is another thing we talked about at halftime. And, we ended up with 3 goals. But it was because we increased the tempo and improved our defensive shape as well as made our ball movement quicker.
Matt?
So were you going for an attacking sub when you put in Leo there in the
Yeah, I mean, it was good to see Leo get a goal. I'm happy for Leo. I mean, it was a great combination by Oba and Nagel, to free Nagel on the wing. And then, sometimes things that don't show up in the box score, Dempsey makes a great run that opens up and clears that space for Leo at the back post. And then Leo, did well to finish it. So he's happy. I'm happy he got a goal.
Your other 2 subs also contributed. Were either Evans or Oba close to starting, or did they come in according to plan, or did you sort of adjust as the game went through?
They sort of came in, a little bit according to plan, maybe Brad a little bit earlier. I think Brad could have started if we would have absolutely needed it, but we know we've got a series of games, so we know we've got to rotate a few people. And then my decision to bring Brad in the midfield was just that, I thought he could bring some energy for us, and I wanted him on the field in case Zach would not be able to go further, because he had that knock that he was carrying. And then Oba, we had planned to bring Oba at about 60. We felt that Thomas would probably have 60, and we didn't know who we were going to take out necessarily or how we were going to slide and adjust it, but, made sense to bring Oba and move Nagel wide.
Physically okay?
Yeah, he just hyperextended his knee a little bit, and he felt he could come again in the second half, but I felt, it was a little bit too much of a risk, and we didn't want to take that risk.
Steven?
How did you feel Tomas played in his home debut?
Thought he did all right, still needs to learn. It's different when you're training and you're playing more small-sided games. You're playing a few big games, but, he needs to learn the team, and the rhythm of the big game. At times I think he dropped a little too deep. I'd like to see him stay high. You saw the play he made early in the game where he beats the guy in the box, Megs one and, gets behind the other. Those are things he can do in that final third. So we just want to make sure he gets the ball a little bit more in the final third. But I thought he was cognizant. He was probably almost too aware of his defensive responsibilities sometimes. But, I thought he put in a good shift.
Coach, second straight home game, a team has really come out and attacked. Were you expecting that from Dallas tonight?
You mean us attacking? Yeah.
No, them attacking. New York came out and really attacked.
Yeah.
Dallas did likewise.
Yeah, and today it was a little different. All games are a little different. I think we gave them, as I said, way too much space, and that's the reason they had good attacking play in the first half. They played different players, and they had a lot of guys in midfield, and so they had sort of that group of 5 in midfield, and we weren't getting the ball past that group of 5, so they kept winning it and kept attacking us. And, hats off to them. I thought they played a really good first half.
Coach, how do you feel with Azira perform?
I thought Azira was pretty much like the team. I didn't think he played really well in the first half. I thought his second half was better. He got better as the game went on. I think with Michael, it's just consistency sometimes, and it's something we talk about all the time. His heart's in the right place, and he gives everything for the team. And I thought his second half today was good.
Follow-ups?
Sorry, Stefan Fry's save in the first half there on the right. Can you talk a little bit about just
That's a big time save. It's a big time save. That's why you pay goalkeepers money, and that's what they're supposed to do. That's why they're on the field. But to me, I've always felt the mark between average goalkeepers and goalkeepers that are very good, that are in the elite class, are guys who maybe don't have a lot to do, and all of a sudden you get called upon to make a big save. And he was called upon at a moment where maybe he didn't have a ton to do. There was a lot of ball in our area, but hadn't had to make a ton of saves yet. And then he comes up with a big save. He's been, Stefan's been very good.
Matt?
Lamar has kind of been in and out of the lineup all year. What have you needed to see from him to kind of maybe take on and solidify a role, and what did you see from him tonight?
Well, again, he was like the team pretty much. First half wasn't as good. Second half was much better. He scored a good goal. I thought his passing was better tonight, especially as we moved into the second half. And even when we shoved him out wide, he was still able to have an impact on our offensive play, by setting up that third goal. And so, from Lamar's standpoint, I think it was good. When you're a player always needs confidence, and so getting that goal helps his confidence, and it takes like a big burden off his back, and all of a sudden it makes it easier for you to play and run and connect things.